cushion that they had that they'll be very grateful for, that they're not going to get drawn. It's highly unlikely, of course. I mean, they've got 5 points from a possible 39. It's highly unlikely they get dragged into relegation battle, but their relegation, their form since Christmas has been that of a team in relegation problems. So it's unlikely to imagine that they're going to get the win today, but it's a derby. Strange things happen in football. I didn't expect Real Madrid to play these last 2 games and only pick up 1 point. I didn't expect them to lose against Mallorca. I didn't expect them to draw at home to Girona. So while they're massive underdogs going into this game, yes, on the back of that run, it's quite logical that sometimes football works this way, that this is the result that they get as opposed to some of the easier games that they could have won.
Shall we add another statistic to the mix? Espanyol, who haven't won in 2026, they haven't beaten Barcelona in the league for 17 years. Barcelona are the only side who have won every game at home in La Liga this season.
They score 3 goals every game.
Averaging 3 goals.
Yeah, just over 3 goals a game now at home. So, yeah, it's tough. But there are changes from Hansi Flick's team, which we'll see in a minute. They do have their minds on the game against Atletico Madrid. Can Espanyol take any advantage?
It is the 180th League Catalan derby between Barcelona and Espanyol. The Catalan crowd has turned up to witness this fixture. It is a special fixture, and it is one where victory for Barcelona would give them a potentially definitive advantage in the title race, as we listen to the sounds of the Camp Nou this afternoon. There is the Espanyol retro shirts, all yellow, so pretty striking. Barcelona, as we said, wearing their normal colours and normal shirt. The Camp Nou capacity has been raised over the last couple of weeks, so we're at just over 60,000, and it is noisy this afternoon. As we take a look at the Barcelona starting 11, there are 5 changes from the side that lost to Atletico Madrid here. Ronald Araujo and Alejandro Balde both in at full-back, while Gavi gets his first league start of the season, replacing Dani Olmo. Fermin is in for Marcus Rashford, and Robert Lewandowski drops to the bench. Ferran Torres coming in.
Yep, I think it's always interesting to see what a manager in Hansi Flick's position does to the starting lineup. Delighted to see Gavi back for the start of the season in La Liga. A dreadful period with injuries, still a young player. Let's wish him all the best, that he can remain in a healthy state. Of course, Lamine Yamal never misses a game. He's playing again out wide on the right, so he's one player that doesn't get rested.
As we take you through the Espanyol starting 11, they make 2 changes from the side that got a 0-0 draw at Real Betis. Clemens Riedel is suspended at centre-back, so Fernando Calero comes in, and up front, Quique Garcia replaces Roberto Fernandez. Those 2 centre-forwards tend to alternate matches.
Yep, similar amount of goals, and after an impressive result away from home against Betis, despite the fact they didn't get a win again, drawing 0-0 away from home against Betis, who are a good team, who are higher up in the league, keeping the clean sheet. That will give them a little bit of confidence coming into today's affair.
How surprised are you to see Pedri start this game?
Very. I mean, there was talk last week when he went off against Atletico Madrid that he might not be fit for the second leg. So I can't begin to imagine that what was actually wrong with him against Atletico Madrid, why he had to go off at half-time. But he's back playing today. Always a pleasure to watch him play, of course. If there's a risk, I don't think Hansi Flick would have taken it, so I presume he must be 100% fit.
The starting 11 from Barcelona does feel like a statement. They want to get the league title wrapped up, if not mathematically today, but close to it. It would be, with a win, a 9-point advantage with 21 left in play. Real Madrid still to visit the stadium on the 10th of May. Just about ready then for kickoff. It is a slightly overcast day in the capital of Catalonia. A little bit muggy, warm, and decent conditions for this game. Underway as Barcelona kick from left to right in this first half. Looking to, of course, not just go 9 points clear at the top of the La Liga table. That is obviously a big priority for them, but to try and build a bit of momentum ahead of that Champions League quarter-final second leg on Tuesday night, where they need to score at least 2 goals against Atletico.
Yeah, I think teams like this, such as Barcelona, the players that they have, it takes a lot more than just the one defeat to knock their belief. I think their priority today is going 9 points clear with 7 games to go. But of course it will boost morale if they do get the win today to take them well clear of Real Madrid.
I have to say, I was checking the Catalan press preparing for this game, and there was a lot of talk about the possible remontada, the comeback against Atletico Madrid, and not that much coverage on this game. Let's see how it plays out. Here is Araujo to Pau Cubarsí. Won't be playing on Tuesday night, of course. He's suspended after his red card in the first leg. He was always going to play today.
That was
Ball forward, looking for Quique Garcia. Of course, Barcelona do play with this famous high line. Quique Garcia is not the quickest to try and exploit that high line.
They're going to look to Edu Exposito, who's going to be playing slightly deeper, almost as a second striker. He is pretty much a midfield player. He's playing as an attacking midfielder. Tari Stone on wide, Cyril and Gonge out wide as well. They'll be the players with the pace. Look at Gonzalez, Zarate and Polizano are just effective holding midfielders. So it is difficult to see, apart from the wide players, how the Espanyol are going to get in behind.
Henry Stolen unable to control, and it's back with Barcelona. Here's Eric Garcia starting the game in the centre of midfield, but who knows how many positions he will play today. He's often shifted. You
can see clearly the early plan from Espanyol is to be compact. Make sure the defensive line is organised, the midfield players are not too far away from that back four. The two attacking players, Quique Garcia and Edu Exposito, are dropping in deep as well. They're conceding possession.
Oh, what a nice pass. Kovacic, Ferran again. Oh!
Now Exposito,
Ferran
hold the ball up.
Always.
It's done well to find Paul Lozano. Here's Carlos Romero getting forward.
Nice pass.
Never ball out wide to Ngonge. There is Cyril Ngonge, drives the ball in, and it was Exposito who was attacking that cross. Difficult to get it on target. It was a chance for Espanyol, and that's what they're going to try and do.
Yeah, they were enthusiastic when they recognise and realise that the counter-attack is on. They will look to get forward quickly. Anything in the air from that position, Quique Garcia, who's probably going to be the favourite as well. But the opportunity, one of the opportunities they'll be looking at to try and score a goal.
Here's Cubarsí. Looking for the run of
Nice
Gabi.
pass.
Oh, it's Balde.
Oh boy.
Inside, finding Pedri. Lozano with the block for Espanyol. Ngonge holding on to it for a long time. We know what Gavi's going to do if you've got the ball there.
Oh,
fully committed to the cause, Gavi. He's a player that Hansi Flick is delighted to have back. It's come at a good time as well. Frenkie de Jong is coming back from injury. He's on the bench today. Marc Bernal is still out. Here's Gavi. Pedri. Omar El Hilali. Pulling it out. We've seen a few times, a few players already from Barcelona trying to raise the atmosphere, rouse the crowd. Here's Pedri. He's at his very, very best, Pedri. December, January, looks sensational. Here's Lamine Yamal. The shot comes in from Fermin. Didn't think twice about getting the shot away. He never does.
There's no half-time.
You said the shot comes in from Fermin, of course it does. But it's the right occasion to unleash an attempt at goal. Relatively early in the match, plenty of possession for Barcelona. No attempts on goal yet, so Lopez well within his rights to take on their attempt. Espanyol not only compact defensively in terms of the lines between the defence, the midfield and the attackers, they're very narrow. They're kind of almost encouraging Barcelona to go wide, which is a risk when you've got this player on the right wing.
Nicely done, Yamal.
He has been in extraordinary form, Lamine Yamal.
Nicely done.
For 3 years. But I get what you say.
Yes.
I mean, particularly in recent weeks, he's really stepping up.
There's a late challenge on Eric Garcia, and the referee's going to keep his card in his pocket early on, which is probably the right thing to do in a derby like this.
Yeah, he directs his foot, doesn't he? Doesn't stick the boot in, doesn't stick his toes in, doesn't stick his foot into towards Eric Garcia.
Belletti watching on. Here is Kubarsi. Looked like Belletti was withdrawing Capdevila.
Yep, I think, yep.
Gerard Martin out to Lamine, who brings it down beautifully. He's got Araujo in support. Back to Lamine. He goes for goal. He's taken full in the face by Leandro Cabrera, who is a big, strong Uruguayan centre-back. If any player can take it, he can.
Yep, not surprised to stick his head in the way. Thumbs up from Mitrovic in goal.
And he hasn't even blinked, Leandro Cabrera. He hasn't gone to the ground. He's getting on with it. Here's Pedri. Araujo playing at right back today, which is, it's not the same for Lamine Yamal as having Jules Koundé at right back.
No, or João Cancelo, and he plays at right back as well. It's he does bring other attributes. Araujo, 3 goals this season, so he's handy at set pieces. Most of the appearances he's making nowadays for Barcelona do appear to be in the right back position. I know it's somewhere that Xavi played him in matches against Real Madrid in particular, wasn't it, when he was detailed with the job of marking Vinicius.
But of course, under Hansi Flick, lots of players have their positions shifted. There is Lamine looking for Araujo, finding him brilliantly. Araujo sees his cross blocked. Araujo is a right back now. Gerard Martin is a centre back. Eric Garcia plays in centre midfield. Ferran Torres is an out-and-out centre forward. Even Pedri is a deep-lying midfielder, which he wasn't before. All that happened under Hansi Flick.
Ferran Torres penalty score.
Dimitrovic is asking the question because he felt he was fouled.
Penalty, Ferran Torres.
At the moment, nothing has been given. The goal stands, and Ferran Torres has put it into the back of the net to end the long goal drought. The 31st of January, the last time he scored in La Liga.
Finally.
Barcelona are celebrating, Espanyol are remonstrating with the referee.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the replay. Dimitrovic definitely goes down.
Ah, you say people are talking.
We'll have to see the force of the challenge on the Espanyol goalkeeper.
Talking.
If anything, he kind of collides with his teammate as well.
It was not a foul, man.
Ferran Torres outmuscles Carlos Romero at
there
the
was
far
no
post.
foul there.
It is his
Boy,
teammate.
get up, boy.
Omar El Halali that
There's no foul there. Get
doesn't
up,
do an
boy.
awful lot, just bumps into the goalkeeper, and
Get up, boy.
so there's no way that's going to be
Nicely
chalked off. Araujo provides a threat in the air. That's a really big goal for Barcelona because Ferran Torres was in great form. It's held off. He's become a bit of the Boo Boys' favourite at Barcelona.
Okay.
I mean, already in this game, a couple of touches have got away from him, and you can hear the murmurs in the crowd.
Yep.
Not again.
I know.
So it's
Ferran
really an
finally
important
has
goal for
goal.
Barcelona, of course, an important goal for Ferran Torres, and the ideal start for Barcelona.
Well, out comes Joan Garcia here, and he had to as well. Dolan will chase this. I have to say, I've no idea what Dimitrovic was complaining about in that goal.
It's a habit nowadays. When anyone concedes a goal, they appeal for something in the hope that someone might find something. I mean, he's probably not aware he's bumped into his own teammate, but it was him bumping into his own teammate. El Halali didn't do anything. He was trying to mark an opponent. It was a feeble attempt from Marko Dimitrovic to try and get the foul there. Excellent header from Ferran Torres. Put away at the far post. Had to be strong, had to get up above Carlos Romero, hold it off the attention of the defender and planted it firmly in the back of the net.
So the ideal start for Barcelona, as you said, getting an early lead, potentially quelling any nerves that would rise the longer this game stays goalless. Here is Balde. Ferran's touch lets him down. Esposito. And this is a nice move, but that is not the right pass.
This is 13th goal of the season for Ferran Torres. Hasn't scored since the end of January. And there was a period during this season where, quite rightly, because of his form, he was being selected ahead of Lewandowski.
Ball over the top, it's a simple one, and it finds Quique Garcia. We spoke about his lack of pace in that one. You could see he was never going to get too much space away from Gerard Martin. The connection isn't as crisp as he would have liked.
Yeah, exactly, that's the problem. He knows he can't continue to run. He has to take on the shot early. Barcelona can't afford to take liberties just because Quique Garcia is a throwback centre forward. Good in the air, good at holding the ball up. He'll run the channels hard and he'll be aggressive. The fact that he's not going to run away from you directly doesn't mean that Barcelona can take liberties at the back and try and play offside in the attacking half of the pitch, which is almost what they tried to do there.
Can you just leave him with one defender, 1v1? Let's see what we have.
Ball given away. And here's Quique Garcia. Tyrese Dolan has it. Romero to his left. Here is Carlos Romero, who pulls it back. You will see Carlos Romero join the attack a lot. He is a focal point in Espanyol's attacking output.
He's an excellent left-back, isn't he?
He's the top-scoring defender in La Liga with 5 goals. On loan from Villarreal for a second consecutive season.
He's got the lot good defensively as well. Oh, and a long throw.
It's flicked on. It's a strong challenge from Ferran. And another strong challenge on Eric Garcia.
I think Gavi's getting involved. Didn't take him long. Protecting his teammates.
He's back.
Having a set to Paul Lozano. Again, there's not too much in that. Paul Lozano's got every right to go for the ball. It's brave play from Eric Garcia. Again, I don't think there was too much contact. Is it Araujo? Is it Ferran Torres? Ferran Torres.
You try and take
would
that
have been a
goal off
Raul.
Ferran.
Surprisingly, Barcelona have been effective this season from corners.
Oh.
It's not something we normally
Leslie
associate.
go.
Well, they've now got 13 goals from set pieces, the most in the division. As many as Osasuna, who you do associate being good from set pieces, but Barcelona.
So another element of successful coaching from Hansi Flick.
Dimitrovic going long, finding Kike Garcia, he can't quite control it though. Here's Balde. You can see the possession stats. Barcelona with 77% so far in these opening 15 minutes. As expected, really. They're averaging around 70% this season in matches. Way more than anyone else. Real Madrid are second in terms of average possession with 58%. Barcelona dominating games with the ball. Here is Balde. The game plan doesn't really change from Espanyol.
No, it's too early to change just because you've gone one goal behind.
Here's Fermin with the shot. Ferran was saying maybe the pass through would have been the better option. And again, as we said, Fermin was certainly going to shoot there.
But he does get shots away. I can be critical at times, people can be critical at times, and I think we're right to, because there are times where players are in better positions. But he's one of these attacking players that, as an output, he will have attempts on goal in every single game he plays. You know, attacking players, good attacking players, often go a game or two without even an attempt on goal. He doesn't fall into that category. He's still young. Eventually, his decision-making will be better, but there's no doubt in his talent.
Injured players watching on. Bernal and Andreas Christensen. Back to Joan Garcia. Of course, made 67 appearances for Espanyol before joining Barcelona this season. Had a tough return to the RCDE Stadium on the 3rd of January when these sides met. It was pretty hostile. He produced an extraordinary performance. Some really good saves, particularly one against Peramia, which is my vote for save of the season so far. Here's Eric Garcia. Lamin. Kubarsi. Pedri had half started a run, so had Gavi, but they didn't continue.
Yeah, Lamine Yamal made a diagonal run across the pitch as well. It's always a big cause in it. Roberto Fernandez or Kike Garcia. Occasionally we see the two of them together.
Ferran winning that header. Gavi trying to get it under control.
It's a big game for Tyrese Dolan as well. Signed from Blackburn Rovers, Championship Blackburn Rovers, on a free transfer. He's had a real big impact on Espanyol this season, and today playing at the Camp Nou. With all due respect, it's far different from Ewood Park.
Certainly a talented player. The Espanyol fans took to him quickly. Okay, his personal form has possibly reflected that of the team this season. Started very well. Last second half of the season has been a bit more challenging.
Yeah, I think the only thing lacking from his game this season has been more goals, isn't it? Just the one so far. But I agree with you. In the first half of the season, like all the Espanyol players, his form was spectacular.
Well, when they were flying 5th and pushing for the higher spots and talk of European football, their manager said absolutely no talk of that. As the ball comes in from Carlos Romero, Manolo Gonzalez was insistent that his side would not start thinking about getting into the European places. Perhaps that caution has proved correct. And they're still...
I was going to say that they're only 3 points away from being back in it again.
Yes. But they're now just 7 points above the relegation zone when that gap to the bottom 3 was in double figures for the majority of the campaign. And when you are a team that has been relegated before, you will be looking over your shoulders, being a little bit nervous.
As you say, 5 points in the last 39, 38 points possibly isn't going to be enough. So they do need some more points. But they should be okay. I think the signs were clear when Manolo Gonzalez in the winter transfer window was kind of requesting a push for Europe with new signings. Only one player came in, Cyril Ngonge. He came on loan from Napoli. It's a big call, actually, go through Europe, bring new players in, or do you keep your powder dry and wait until the summer? Go again, because so far this season, they haven't been involved in the relegation issues.
No. So far, it's
that's an improvement.
It's a successful season so far for Espanyol. They're currently 10th. There's Pedri, who's possibly just about drifted offside, but difficult to tell from that angle.
Carlos Romero was deeper than the obvious players that appeared that were playing Pedri offside.
Kiki Garcia barges into his man, and Ngonge will chase.
That's what he does.
That's what he does.
Yep.
Goal kick has been given. Taken quickly. The camera just focused there on Alejandro Balde, who seems to have lost his place, perhaps, in the first choice starting 11 to João Cancelo.
I think he has. I think now Koundé's fit. He'll go right back, and Cancelo, I think, in the strongest 11 for Hansi Flick, will probably take the left-back position. And he's been outstanding, hasn't he, João Cancelo?
He has.
Eyebrows were raised when his signing was announced.
And it maybe took him a couple of weeks to get into the rhythm. There's Lamine coming in field to try and get a bit more involved. Pedri dropping a little bit deeper. Fermin.
Espanyol clearly are not keen on having the ball, and they know when they do get the ball, they're just going to string together 3 or 4 passes and have an attack. So it's not a surprise to see them play like this.
It's Balde. Pedri, back to Balde. Pedri gets it back. Spins away from Ngonge and threads it through to Ferran. Is he onside? Is he tugged down? Well, he was offside, and it looked like he was offside.
Yeah, both calls were correct. He was pulled down, but he did appear to be offside. Is he ever getting himself into an onside position? He didn't. Too eager there. Patience from Leandro Cabrera, who didn't panic and run back in with Ferran Torres. Decided to hold the line.
Espanyol have barely had the ball in his opening 24 minutes. Possession for Barcelona currently around 85%. Here is Dolan and Exposito. The loose ball falls to Lamine Yamal.
Boy.
Ferran up ahead of him. Beautiful ball to Ferran Torres. That is gorgeous. It looks so simple. It is exquisite from Barcelona.
Ferran Torres. Boy is back.
Pass that is
the boy is
from
back.
Lamine Yamal.
2 assists for Yamal. 2 goals for
Barcelona double their
Ferran
lead.
Torres.
I'm just going to make a fool of myself there. I was just going to make the point that Espanyol, they're not bothered if they had possession. And so far, Barcelona have them up. They'd only scored from a set piece. Luckily, before I made that comment, this goal happened. It's Espanyol, they give the ball away cheaply, they're not set up in their usual fashion, there's not enough players back, not the usual supplement of players. It's a lovely pass from Lamine Yamal, it's a deft little flick from Ferran Torres. He makes his run this time from an onside position. Espanyol weren't set up, they paid a price for it. They can't continue now to play like they have done in the opening 25 minutes of this game, to concede possession. They've now conceded 2 goals. There's going to have to be a change in the game plan from Manolo Gonzalez. Will it be of any help? Probably not, if I'm being honest. Excellent finish, though, from Ferran Torres.
Let's go, boys. Let's end the match.
That old chestnut. Don't score for 12, 13 games, get one, another one comes along.
It's over.
The script now is possibly a hat-trick.
Come on, boy.
Terry Stolen chasing this loose ball. Espanyol trying to get back
into
it.
Don't let it go.
Digs out the cross.
What?
Well, that almost drifted in above Joan Garcia. I'm not sure he was going for goal.
I'm sure he wasn't. He's trying to cross to Kike Garcia. Just miscues the cross, but confuses Joan Garcia. Clips the top of the crossbar.
How good are those Lamine Yamal outside of the boot passes? He's getting better and better at them as well.
Yeah, and kind of we're all guilty of probably just taking it for granted.
Yes.
That he does it so often, with so much quality, that we should highlight it more than we do. By the way, he's only 18. I think I say that every game because it's absolutely ridiculous. He's level of performance. Become a leader of this team as well, isn't he? He doesn't miss a game. Hansi Flick must have the relationship with him where he just says, "Are you ready to go again? Do you want to play again? Yes, yes, yes." It's not normal what he's doing at the age of 18, being able to play every single game that Barcelona want him to play. I mean, you should feel fatigue towards the end of the season if you're a teenager. But this is the 3rd season he's done it, and there's no signs of that. It's astonishing.
Well, as things stand, given what we've seen so far in the opening 27 minutes, the only thing that can save Espanyol from a really big defeat today is if Barcelona decide to take their foot off the accelerator and think about what's coming up in midweek.
That's a possibility in the second half if Espanyol were to concede again. But you know what footballers are like, those players that are out there playing for Barcelona, if they're 2-3-0 up, there'll be players on the pitch that will want to get amongst the goals. They still feel they have a chance of playing in the game, the bigger games, the big games for Barcelona for the remainder of the season.
Heavy touch there from Ferran, but he holds on to the ball. It's back with Eric Garcia.
Of course, Atletico Madrid play later this evening. I'm sure there's going to be the B team playing for Atletico Madrid almost in that one, which is still pretty good.
It's Fermin. Carlos Romero is making sure he doesn't get past him, but he can't. Fermin continues to battle, comes away with the ball.
Retro football there from both teams. Getting stuck in, the referee allowing play to continue. And the crowd enjoyed it.
Certainly did. Here's Gavi.
I'd be absolutely amazed though if Pedri comes out for the second half.
particularly with the scoreline like this. Here he is. Still Pedri.
That could be a yellow card.
Taking the shot on. He was pulled to the ground by Paul Lozano.
It could be a yellow card. There's no argument.
It surely is Lamine Yamal territory.
Those little body swerves, they don't appear to be a lot, do they? It's just a tiny drop of the shoulder, and he sends players flying in all directions. The drop of the shoulder was prior to that challenge from Paul Lozano. He probably was the player that bought the dummy from Pedri. Frank de Jong on the bench. There's other players that can play in midfield. Mark Casado, of course.
Lamine strikes it. Everybody in the stadium knew what was coming.
Dimitrovic looks confused though, and rooted to the spot. He's got no chance of getting there, and he's just standing there, wishing dearly, but the outcome was going to be just over the crossbar, which it was. The goalkeeper had no chance making that save. If they get another goal before half-time, if I was manager, he'd be off as well. Lamine Yamal, Pedri would be off.
Be prudent, perhaps. Nicely done to find Ngonge.
Oh, disgusting. That was not true.
It is the first foul committed by Barcelona in the game. There didn't seem to be much of a foul.
There was no touch.
El Hilali and Gabi getting a yellow card apiece.
He hasn't changed.
Absolutely
He's not going to change, is he?
No. Ball up towards Exposito. And you do not get many chances away to Barcelona. Espanyol did have one, fell to Quique Garcia. Through on goal, couldn't take it. This is a stadium where Barcelona, for all the talk of the high line, their defensive issues, they've conceded 8 goals in 15 matches here.
Did Gavi get booked there? Because there was no reason to book him.
I think because he went up and remonstrated with El Hilali.
I'm not surprised. Did you El Hilali just out of nowhere ran across and shoved him in the back? He's entitled to... I mean, he didn't lay a hand on El Hilali.
Here is Urco. Got Xavi for company.
Do you know what? Those two have probably grown up through the systems at both of these clubs, playing each other at various levels. Might be a little bit of needle from over the last 10 years playing in the Cantera.
Omar El Hilali, Moroccan international, born and raised in Barcelona. Quique Garcia unable to find Ngonge with that pass.
You see that outside of the foot pass from Lamine Yamal. It needs a certain type of touch, doesn't it? It's minimal as well from Ferran Torres. Just glances it on its way. Just a slight deflection to take it past the goalkeeper. Marko Dimitrovic rooted to the spot again. And it slowly trickles towards the far post. Always going in. But it was an incredible pass from Lamine Yamal.
Another yellow card shown there for Edu Exposito. Ferran Torres on to 14 goals now this season in La Liga, level with Lamine Yamal, who's Barcelona's top scorer this season.
It's tough for Espanyol on this run of results, and there's a poor challenge there from Paul Lozano, who's lucky to get away with that. Player that's already been booked. Raises the leg there. He's lucky he doesn't make significant contact with Lamine Yamal. They've got to dig in. I was just going to make the point. They've got to dig in now, Espanyol.
Yes.
Been there as a coach, been there as a player. When you're being outplayed by a better team and your team's got zero confidence, zero belief, the last thing you need is a player like Paul Lozano, who's been good this season, who is a good player, behaving in a reckless manner and getting himself sent off, and you're down to 10 men, and then you're on the back of a real thumping.
Here's Eric Garcia. Ferran receiving the ball, finding Pedri.
Still working hard, Barcelona, in terms of winning the ball back quickly. Roberto Fernandez going through his warm-up, which would suggest that's the plan B. Maybe another striker. Wouldn't be much point if they just went like for like. I presume that change is probably going to be made at half-time. Still 10 minutes before the break, but I'd be surprised if they make a change now, unless it's Paul Lozano.